Hello dear viewer and welcome to Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. This is a game made by EA and Capital Games. Now, there is the Commander Luke event going on, and the only character I didn't have ready for this was Obi-Wan Kenobi, in terms of star requirements. So, when this first started, I'm like, I think I just need Obi-Wan by 5 or 6 for his Darth Vader challenge. I was wrong. Should have double checked. I'm at 7. Anyway, I spent $20 on that because I was like, this is probably only happen once a year, etc., etc. And of course, they are now. Oh, hey. Okay, they're doing this kind of apology blog because people are upset about the whole. You're pulling these events and not telling us that they're going to happen. We have no time to prepare. Okay, I'll take 75k credits. Drop in the bucket. But yeah. So, I'm thinking of doing something insane. And I don't like the idea of rewarding EA games for basically dropping an event, no, prior knowledge of it, and basically encouraging people to buy things. However, I've played this game since November 2015. I did take a large break from it. Now I'm part of a good guild, and I have a friend playing and stuff, and I am thinking of getting the Vault of Crystals. Simply to get Obi-Wan Kenobi to 7 stars, and get Commander Luke Skywalker, and get the most value for my money. Since now I have the money, I've got a job, I can afford it. Seems reasonable if I'm going to play this game another 3 years. If I'm not, it's a total waste. But basically, I have the resources, I can do it. It seems like a decent investment, other than if EA keeps pulling stuff like this, it's like, why keep playing? And this is from Sony who's been playing since 2015. So, yeah. I mean, I've got a rather large roster already. And as you can see, I've definitely done quite a bit of collecting in the game already. And if only I had realized Obi-Wan Kenobi was so important. That's my pet name for Obi-Wan Kenobi, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Oh well. Anyway, so in order to unlock Obi-Wan, you have to do Cantina battles. You need the energy, or you have to buy the energy and refresh to do that. It's usually 100 gems first, but it keeps increasing in cost as you do it every few purchases you do. So it'll probably take quite a bit of money regardless. And I didn't have enough money from the guild store or the luck to keep getting Obi-Wan Kenobi each day. So, yeah. No Obi-Wan Kenobi here at the moment. Nor did I have enough guild credits for it. So basically I'm talking myself into doing the largest purchase for a free-to-play game I've ever done. The only other purchase I've ever made in a free-to-play game was for Fire Emblem Heroes, $10 worth of orbs, because that game deserved it, in my opinion. You get really good characters for free, and basically it was also the time of the Brave Legends banner, or Brave Heroes, so I got Brave Ike out of it actually, which was really cool. So, yeah. EA, I don't like your business practice, but I do think the game is pretty well made. I've enjoyed it, and I will pretty much continue to play it as long as you keep updating and keep on making life better, like your multi-sim buttons and all that. So, without further ado, I will record this moment to remind myself that I have done this. Okay, now you can see I have 16,000 crystals. Now I've already used at least 800 free-to-play crystals that I've gained to help with Obi-Wan, as well as various purchases that I could do from the guild store, and all the Cantina energy I can throw at it from the beginning of this event. Now, the question is, was this purchase even worthwhile? We'll see. And I'm going to go with the lowest cost because you can get the most shards out of your stuff. So we're going to purchase some energy. I believe this is the second time today I've done this since I had the free 100 gems earlier. Ooh, we actually got a decent drop from that. Nice. And now, if I go to purchase again, still 100. So we get 120, we get 15 this way, we'd get 10 otherwise. I don't believe there's any difference in drop chance. So we're going to do this. We got 7 this time. And currently Obi-Wan's at 5 stars. Okay, now it's 200 to get more energy. So we're going to do that. Alright, we only got 5 out of that. We're going to do 200 again. And the sim tickets are pretty much worthless, as you can tell. At this point in the game, I have plenty. So, yeah. So it's at 400, so I'm going to keep going at 400. If I had been more knowledgeable about how the energy cost increases over time, I would have done this purchase at the beginning of the week, and then tried to split the cost across the days better. We only got 3 shards this time. That hurts. Okay, now it's 800 gems. So, I have to really make a decision here. Do I want to use that? And I don't think I do yet. So we're going to wait till tomorrow and do the rest. And hopefully, I'll be able to reach 7 stars with Obi-Wan. And if I don't, well, it wasn't an entirely wasted investment. Well, dear viewer, after $100 on jewels and 20 on Obi-Wan shards, not including collecting at least 20 Obi-Wan shards before I even did all this, we finally got Commander Luke. I think it's time to celebrate with activating Commander Luke. Yep. Ah, I love that music. Yay, we got Commander Luke. So how I got Commander Luke. I don't think it'll let me back into that event. Nope. But basically, here is my gear level for everything. So Stormtrooper Han, I had to beef up to at least gear level 10. I mean, if I hadn't already been working on Han, Leia, Farm Boy Luke, and R2, then there's pretty much no way just spending money to get shards for Obi-Wan would have done anything. Leia, I also had a gear 10. I don't think I needed her at gear 10, as long as she had decent mods. The mods that she had weren't the best, but they worked out. R2, now for R2 you pretty much wanted to make sure his smokescreen ability, his stun, those were his main deals. That's what helped everybody survive. I didn't have enough Zeta materials for number crunch, but that would have been great probably. I did give him all 5-star health mods, and I swapped those between him and Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan definitely needed them, because I didn't focus too much efforts on making him better. Let's see, Farm Boy Luke. We actually made it at gear level 7 with Farm Boy Luke. And I did have a couple good mods on him. But yeah, I would say he's not the most important character in this, strangely enough. In terms of who you need geared up, Han is much more important. If I could have, I would have tried to push him further, because his taunt was definitely effective. Now, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Sorry, I just like saying Kenobo now that I've tried to farm those shards. I didn't really need to devote too much to, other than level. I think he has to be level 85 to survive Darth Vader, because Darth Vader attacks twice before Obi-Wan can do anything. On his sacrifice level, spoiler alert, you basically want to try to get lucky enough that he doesn't ability block you from using sacrifice. Every level I pretty much had to do at least 4 times in order to get this to work. It's not the most fun thing ever, but this way you don't have to spend as many resources as I did on everything. So yeah, Obi-Wan I only needed around gear level 8, level 85, and I did give him full health mods for Darth Vader. I removed those and put them on other people, like R2. So hopefully this is helpful to you. I'm just going back through so you can pause if you want to on the gear levels and everything that I had for these characters. So there's R2. The best droid ever so far. Except maybe BB-8, but you know. BB-8's kind of the upgrade of R2, I guess, because he's spherical. Anyway, I hope this helps you out, dear viewer. Man, that event. Tough. Hopefully worth it. I would never spend that much money again, I hope. Now, to be less boring, to discuss some of the other things about trying to farm for Commander Luke Skywalker, I thought I'd put this on in the background. Just a random squad arena fight I'm in. But, yeah. Basically, just farm for Obi-Wan shards. You want to start as early as possible. Refreshing any energy takes 100 joules, or crystals. Sorry, crystals. I'm tired. 100 crystals to refresh 3 times. So you get 300 crystals, you can refresh 3 times. You should get about 5 on average of Obi-Wan shards, because each of Obi-Wan's Cantina battles can cost about 8 energy, so you get 15 every time you refresh for 120 energy, and you should get around a 33% drop chance for each shard, and that's true regardless of which node you're using, so use the cheaper node. Now after you refresh this 3 times, then the cost doubles in crystals to 200, and then after 200 it doubles again to 400, and then it doubles again to 800. So yeah, it's far more cost effective to try this over time. So if you are going to buy packs and try to, you know, farm shards, then I suggest doing it earlier rather than later. Try to calculate out how many sets of 5 you need. There are 330 shards per character. So if you need to do it over and over, you need about 5 shards every run on average. Then, yeah, you can do the math, and it's about 66 runs. So, yes, you could get 80 of those from paying $20, which, depending on your pocketbook, may or may not make sense. And I did have to run it every time with the natural energy as well. So, yeah. Anyway, next thing I'm going to do is work on my first order team. But I did think if I have enough money for Commander Luke, I'd try to show him off, maybe. I've only got him at level 82, though. So, dear viewer, it's been a week or so since I've gotten Commander Luke. I've maxed out his first 3 abilities and Zeta'd It Binds All Things. I highly, highly suggest you work on his first 3 abilities pretty much before everything else. These are kind of his bread and butter. It Binds All Things is his super important Zeta for raids and everything. But unfortunately, I spent a lot of time on Rebel Maneuvers, which really, it's an okay leadership ability, but most of the time what you want for leadership abilities is more speed. And while it's really cool to have counter chance on a bunch of rebels, it really doesn't help them survive necessarily. Whereas speed really helps them survive, because then Luke can go first, defeat people, etc., etc. Now, after spending so much money on this, I can honestly say I don't believe it was truly worth it. If I could have spent more time preparing and thought about it longer and spent more time only spending like 100 gems at a time for the Obi-Wan Kenobi shards, I think it probably would have been more worth it, you know, because you do need to spend time gathering all the gear anyway. I mean, my Commander Luke still isn't at gear level 12, and it's been a while since I recorded the last episode. Part of this. Yes, words. And so, yeah, I can honestly say he's a great hero. He does do decently well in Squad Arena. Unfortunately, I don't really have a good team built around him. Uh-oh, and this team will probably just destroy me. That Commander Luke is all shiny and yellow. And this Han will probably just shoot us. But let me show you what I'm using right now. I'm using Wedge and Biggs. That way they can move first and hopefully get Commander Luke to assist and deal a bunch of damage. That's kind of the current plan. Most likely I will simply lose here. Let's see, we don't have any debuffs, so we don't need to use call to action yet. I think we may go for Han first because he's the squishiest. There we go. And then Charut will basically give everybody more health. Oh, right, they'll have counterattack. So we don't want to do area of effect stuff. Note to self. Okay, so do that. Yep, wedge is gone. Okay. Mistakes were made. But we got all of our turn meter and all the debuffs gone because of call to action. And protection as well, because I have it at that level. Goodbye, Biggs. So as you can see, Commander Luke on the opposite team, with a team more built around the counter attacks and survivability, does work pretty well. Oh man, I'm not there yet. I don't even have Charut and Baze. Yep. Nope. So yeah, I do think Commander Luke is good. He is pretty much useful to the end game. Is he worth $120 and 2 to 3 years of farming and stuff? You know, depends on if you really like this game or not. If you have the money, why not spend it? If you don't have the money, then don't spend it. Just why are you even considering that, you know? But I do like the game. I think Commander Luke's a great character, and I hope you've enjoyed this video, dear viewer. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.